the Coup. The moon hung high, a cold silver eye watching over Igala. A deceptive peace had settled over the village, but beneath its surface the storm was already brewing. The air was thick with tension, a palpable sense of foreboding that clung to the night like a shroud. Arinze woke to the distant blast of a war horn, sharp, urgent, and unmistakable. His heart raced as he bolted upright, instincts honed by training kicking in. The sound of hurried footsteps echoed outside, followed by the clash of steel and the agonized cries of ambushed warriors. The Leopard Clan's sacred grounds had become a battlefield once more. He reached for his spear just as the canvas of his tent tore open. A blade sliced through the air, missing his throat by mere inches. Adrenaline surged through him as he rolled instinctively, grabbing the attacker's wrist and forcing the weapon away before driving his knee into the man's stomach. The traitor collapsed, gasping for air, but Arinze knew he couldn't linger. He had to fight for his life and for the soul of his village. Stumbling out of his tent, Arinze was met with chaos. The once familiar sounds of laughter and camaraderie had been replaced by the screams of men locked in brutal combat. Warriors fought warriors, brother against brother, their faces twisted in rage and confusion. The torches that had once illuminated Igala's nights with warmth now burned with the light of treachery, casting flickering shadows that danced like specters of despair. At the heart of it all stood Jabari. Perched atop the village's central platform, he watched the destruction unfold with a cruel satisfaction, his eyes gleaming with a manic fervor. The markings on the warriors by his side were different. They had abandoned the sacred symbols of the Leopard Clan for sigils of their own making, symbols that spoke of rebellion and a new order. They had been swayed by promises of power, by the allure of strength that Jabari offered, and by the fear of being left behind in a world that demanded dominance. "Seize him!" Jabari's voice rang out, powerful and commanding, cutting through the chaos like a knife. The command sent a shiver down Arinze's spine, igniting a fire of defiance within him. He fought with everything he had, weaving between attackers, disarming them with fluid, precise movements. But they were too many, and the weight of betrayal hung heavy in the air, a bitter reminder of the bonds that had been shattered. A sharp pain exploded in his side as a blade found its mark, the cold steel piercing through flesh and muscle. Arinze gasped, his vision darkening as he fell to the ground, the world around him blurring into a haze of chaos and confusion. The faces of his former brothers twisted in anger and zeal, their eyes devoid of the camaraderie they once shared. Each strike felt like a dagger to his heart, a visceral reminder of the trust that had been so easily broken. As he lay on the ground, struggling to breathe, the last thing he saw before the world faded was Jabari's triumphant smirk, a twisted reflection of the boy he had once considered a friend. The betrayal cut deeper than any blade, a wound that would fester long after the battle was over. Arinze felt the weight of loss settle over him like a shroud. Loss of trust, loss of brotherhood, and the loss of a future he had fought so hard to protect. In those final moments of consciousness, he grappled with the enormity of what had transpired. The village he loved was tearing itself apart, and the ideals he had fought for were being trampled underfoot by ambition and fear. He had sought a path of peace, but now, as darkness enveloped him, he realized that the fight for Igala's soul was far from over. The battle had only just begun, and he would have to rise from the ashes of betrayal to reclaim not just his place among the Leopard Clan, but the very essence of what it meant to be a warrior. As the world faded to black, Arinze clung to the flickering hope that he could still find a way to unite his people, to heal the wounds that had been inflicted, and to confront the shadows of betrayal that threatened to consume them all.